guys, what's up? My name is Maria. I am GlassWing Uprising. This is my first video ever, so if you like what you hear, please like and share. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and we'll see how this goes. So, this is a letter that I wrote to my Archangel, Alexander. Dear Alex, I am not crazy. I am not crazy. I am not... Maybe I'm crazy. It's another one of those days, dude. Another one of those days where once again I find myself awash in sudden panic, staring at my bottle of Klonopin like my life depends on it. But I don't dare touch it. I won't. Not after I've come this far. Why is it that I find myself on the floor so very often, struck in the realization of how very different my beliefs and way of life are from the rest of the world? I can't breathe. It hits me so hard, the thought that I've strayed so far from being able to identify as an individual of this society that I wonder if I've gone insane. Not the insane people say to be dramatic or as a joke, but for real, out of my head, not there anymore, insane. What if the majority of those in my life are right? What if I'm just floating through life with the bizarre idea that I've got something special, something powerful, but it doesn't even exist? Sometimes I think it's so very funny how our emotions can be doing one thing while our heads are saying another. My mind screams, just hang in there. Because I know at this point that these moments, this pain, this is how I sort through my garbage in order to clear it. How many times must I stare at my self-worth? How many times must I reclaim the truth of my destiny, the power within myself and my life purpose? Daily. Daily this lesson stays on the table. How do you beat something that feels like a shadow? It's as if the brighter my hopes become, the darker the shadow lingers behind me. Maybe that's why I have to go into the dark in order to lose it, to find myself again in order to come back shining so damn bright that the shadow is impossible to see. I suppose everything that burns out eventually, or at least needs to recharge, right? I don't know how many times I've said when I'm at my lowest, where is the off switch? Because I don't want to feel anymore, so tired of the pain. But what if when I'm down and my light is low, what if that is the off switch? Because when I'm on, I'm bright, so bright. And I've been thinking lately, without so many dark valleys, I don't think I'd actually get anywhere. People try to have such control all the time, avoiding the low points of life. Nobody wants to slip and fall, but we do. What if when we felt our grip failing, we just fucking let go? What would happen? We might learn something, I think. Because here is what I found. Whether I'm on the bottom of a valley, knee-deep in fear, guilt, what have you, I noticed something. I noticed that whether I'm at the top of the mountain or stuck on the very bottom, the stars still look the same. So I've been doing my best not to look down. Maybe that's why the underdogs of the world end up making such a big difference. They don't stop once they're knocked down because they are so used to climbing through valleys. People with little to no valleys in their lives rarely see a point to climb at all. If the stars are the goals we climb toward, could it be that the reason that we call those held up in society as those who have made it stars? So maybe the secret isn't within being all put together. Maybe it's in the realization that the valleys aren't to be avoided, but rather seen as a time to lace up your hiking boots and pull on those fight gloves to rise up. I had these thoughts, but then I said to myself, this all sounds real inspirational, Maria, but how are you going to put this into practice? Because all too often I'm at the bottom, consumed in the idea that it's possible those stars aren't even real. Isn't it possible they are all in my head? Maybe I'm in the dark and that's all there is. I've got boots on and fight gloves ready for swinging, but where am I going? And who am I taking out exactly? Fear. Seems like he's always the culprit. He follows me around like a shadow and eats me alive nearly every time I spend a moment indulging in his whispers. What if my fists aren't enough? What if every positive thought I can manage? What if it's impossible to outrun my own shadow? Then I remembered one of the most common expressions, bury your fears. All right, somebody hand me a shovel. No, I'll get it myself. I picked up my pen and I started writing down my goals, my beliefs, what I want, what I need, the good things that have happened and the things I'm most thankful for, the lessons I've learned, the valleys I've overcome in the rearview mirror. I stopped after a few pages and I realized I felt better. So I kept those lists, and I've been looking at them every day when I find myself in a valley. I've become rather fond of my shovel. And I'm not going to listen to anybody tell me this isn't real. So maybe I am crazy. If that's the case, I guess I don't mind. Because you know what? I've found that the more marbles I lose, the more weightless I feel. Thanks, guys.